Nashville Ole Miss football coach Lane Kiffin took the good with the bad after his team beat Vanderbilt 9 Rebels 6-0, 2-0 SEC, defeated Vanderbilt 52-28 on Saturday. Kiffin's squad trailed by 10 points in the second quarter after a poor defensive showing and some simple offensive mistakes in the first half. But his team thundered ahead and outscored 35-8 in the second half, including a 21-0 advantage in the third quarter to erase any doubt about the outcome. After the game, Kiffin was complimentary about his team's performance but was still critical of a number of issues, namely tackling on the perimeter. New record: how Jonathan Mingo persevered, broke Ole Miss single-game receiving record. Report card: how he graded Ole Miss football after 52-28 win versus Vanderbilt. Here's a complete transcript of everything Kiffin said after the Rebels win. Everything Ole Miss football coach Lane Kiffin said. First off, I thought Vanderbilt came out with a lot of energy and did a really good job to give us some problems early. They were moving the ball. We came out there with a minute left in the first half down 10. We go 42-8 from that point in SEC football. A lot of good things happened. We didn't tackle well today in the secondary. Jaxson made a lot of really good plays. Usually he's made one really bad one. Today he made 2 really bad ones in the same game. We've got to get out of those. We can't get too comfortable when things are going well. On the second one it's an RPO and he could just hand the ball off. Really cool day for Mingo to break Elijah's record that was done here. He's a kid who stayed and worked hard. Classic obstacles in his way. He was so upset when he got hurt before that Alabama game. Had he not, he probably wouldn't have been here this year. He probably would have left. So you never know why things happen. He's just one of the coolest dudes we have by the way that he works. Never asks about catches or anything like that. To break the school record is just awesome. What do you credit the second half adjustment to? That was a great motivational speech by the head coach. No, they just did what they were supposed to do from the beginning. We stopped them on defense. We took advantage of the lateral. You never know what's going to happen. Last time we were on the road we handed the ball off 62 times or something. You just never know what's going to happen. What do you learn about your team in a game like this? It was a strange feeling, especially with this group having never had that feeling. We said we've been on the other side of this. Now let's actually play a really good second half and a really good fourth quarter, which we haven't done for the most part. We've said we didn't do anything positive, but now we can say we have really good second halves. Was it the game plan to throw as much or was it more about what Vanderbilt showed? You've got to go into the game and see what they do. Once you do something well, guys are paid to coach. They did a good job with some run game stunts up front. There wasn't much pass rush when you do that, so then you're able to sit back there and throw the ball. Whenever you do something well and you come in top 3 or whatever in the country, people are going to have to stop you. Once you throw, that opens it up a little bit. How important was the touchdown right before halftime? This was the first time with these guys together that they were down at half. I wasn't feeling very good and I've been through a lot of those. That was really good to see the energy on the sideline. One long throw and some good stuff to put it in goal line for the first time all year and those guys came through. What was different defensively in the second half? They had a touchdown run on a 4th down that we ran the wrong gap scheme. We didn't tackle very well. We still didn't tackle very well in the second half. Really poor tackling by the secondary, which in our system is very important as you know because the ball goes to those guys a lot. Where do you think this team is right now? Sitting at 6-0 halfway through the season. I am thinking we should have played a lot better. I am certainly not thinking about a national championship. You and I watched that first half. We can't be worried about that. We've got a long ways to go to improve and play a matchup against Auburn that we haven't won yet. We're going to need our fans to repeat their performance from last week, show up and give us a home field advantage. Where do you feel your team is at on the offensive line? We had a lot of run stunts as you saw and we're really getting stuffed early. I wouldn't have guessed the stats ended up being 7.3 yards per carry for Zach Evans and 4.2 for Quinshon Judkins because at half they were like 2 yards a carry. We obviously changed some things up with some perimeter runs because of all the interior stunts. The guys took advantage of game planning. It was a cool third quarter because halftime adjustments can be overrated but were some really cool plays that we drew up at half that the players executed for some back-to-back touchdowns.